pursue a career in law because it gives me an opportunity to help people. When a client chooses us to represent them, they're entrusting us with a huge responsibility. It's our goal to exceed their expectations with our personalized service and to help them to achieve the best possible recovery to compensate them for their injuries.
That's where we come in. We come in and we solve that problem for them and really set them on the right track in order to try and get back to what their life was like before the accident happened.
Man, how the hell we get back here again? Hey, is this thing
That's
on?
right. That's right. Get it.
Right on. Hey, man, everybody, thank you very much for joining us again for another episode of Days of Our Lives. Oh, no, wait. No. My bad. See, some folks don't even know about that because they ain't old enough to know. No, hey.
Well, maybe I'm that generation. Maybe I'm that generation. Do I know? Do I not know? We'll find out.
You might be there, man. You might be there. But hey, so welcome to the Big BoneYard. This is going to be, as usual, we're going to have a good time tonight. So here we go. Down the lineup, you got myself, Big Bone 1%er, and along with the man with the MFing plan. Somebody told me to stop cussing.
That was Archbishop. He's got the plan, though. I don't.
That'd be Mark. Archbishop, you got the plan.
He's got the plan.
You see it? Like, and this dude, you never know what his background is going to be. It's like where's Waldo with this cat? But Archbishop, and needless to say, doggone, we got Mike Ball joining us with a doggone, what do we call it? We're doing a multicast tonight.
Yeah,
so
we're on Insane Wheels and Big BoneYard, you know, and I think AB Diamonds as well. So I mean,
hell yeah,
this is awesome. The Diamond Effect.
Yeah, I was gonna say the name because
that's right.
Because I done messed it up a time or two.
Me too. I gotta admit, because it's transition time, right? Transition time.
AB Diamonds is cool, but honestly, the Diamond Effect.
That's a badass name. Right? Like when he told me, he goes, "Hey, the Diamond Effect." I go, "Yo," yo, it's game over. Like that's it. Like there's nothing that tops that, you know.
It's some serious hotness right there.
That's right.
I dig that. But yeah, so you got all three of us on here tonight, so we're definitely going to have a good time. And we got some very, very interesting stuff to talk about that we're definitely going to get to here in just a minute. But I see the folks coming through, so that's what's up. I see Cigar Box Skinny and friggin' everybody, Idris, Dagon, MC Show. Good to see you. So yeah, I think we're gonna be all right. Miss Sanders, as always, is great to see you. I had the extreme pleasure of speaking with her a little bit earlier via the video type joint, you know, because you know, modern technology.
So we all benefit on technology, right?
Yeah. So word on the street is that for folks in California, now we know, you know, on the East Coast that you know, here you have serious bikers, motorcycle riders, ride motorcycles, and we do our damn thing. And you know, we really do it. But in California, like most things, you know, relax.
I already know where you're going with this.
Bikers ride a bike once a year. I don't know. So
meanwhile, we ride 365, but all right. Just like the Floridian cats, we got 365 over here too.
I'm just saying,
you're not the only guy that rides 365. We ride 365 too.
Me and Archbishop, we do that, but you know, people was just saying, I don't know, but so that leads me to my question, which is, AB, I know you pounding the ground, man, but how's your weekend been?
Oh man, it was cool. I'm in the Buckeye State right now. I'm in Ohio.
Okay.
So you're traveling.
Yeah, I've been up here, and it's a little cold. It's a little cold, but it's all right. I mean, it's home. You know what I mean?
Over here it's 70-degree weather. 70, perfect 70. What's it for you?
82.
82. Okay. So what are you dealing with, AB?
Right now it is. Let's see here.
You got to be in the early, 30s.
It is 38.
Yeah, I called it 30s, at least 30s. I was in the right realm. Okay.
Yeah. I can't scream too much. I was in Virginia a few weeks ago, and I went outside, and it was 42 degrees on purpose.
On purpose. Yeah.
I'm like, whose idea was this? Whose idea was this? I'm like, let me talk to the manager. I ain't cool with this shit, man.
Right. We're not doing this.
But for real, Mike, how was your weekend, man?
You know, honestly, it's been a rough weekend. It's been a rough week and rough weekend. You know, I bought my wheels, my set of wheels, not my fucking 2 wheels, but my 4 wheels. My cage actually went down on me, and it's a big deal, you know, usually for the family and type shit. I actually called 7 different mechanics around my area to get a quote, and they all told me $1,000 flat, like $1,000, $1,100, $1,200, $1,250, $1,150, all that crap. I did it for my by myself for $55. Wow. So I did it completely by myself, fixed the issue, cleared the code, you know, did everything, changed everything for $55, did it by myself. And I'm going, why are you guys charging $1,000? Get the hell out of town, bro. Get the hell out of town. Like, I'm not in some like rich town, beach town or some bullshit. Why are you guys charging $1,000 for this shit?
You know, I kind of feel like you're taking from the economy by not doing the right thing and paying that money. You know,
well, how about just looking at it and doing it yourself instead of taking it to someone else, right?
You could do that.
Just do it yourself. You know, if you just do it yourself, then hey, you're gonna save yourself maybe $900.
Well, you could, but what about your community?
Well, are people gonna do that? I mean, I had to get a dealership part, mind you. I had to get a dealership part. Okay, I had to pay for that part.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You did
$55 total. I'd say is pretty damn good to get a dealership part, brand new and installed by me, yours truly. Right on. And working perfectly for $55.
What part was it?
All it was a radiator from the radiator tank that goes down. There's a Y split to the radiator fan and to the rest of the car. That was the only thing that needed to be replaced. But you have to take off like 6 different hoses in order to get to it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an ass.
You know what they're doing? They've been doing it with cars, but they're definitely doing it now with bikes. They do these things proprietary. They have proprietary parts and certain services. They make it so something that does not have to be difficult. They make
it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, and they want you both cars and bikes.
We're going to get labor out of you, motherfuckers. Yeah.
And I used to have a S500 Mercedes, and brother, when I tell you, it was like a boat. Getting that car, happy as all hell. One of the best riding cars I ever had before in my life. But I was so glad to get rid of that car.
I was about to say the best day of owning a boat is the day you buy it and the day you sell it. You know what I mean? That's it. That's it. I know what you meant by that shit. The West Coast knows you.
Oh yeah.
The West Coast knows you.
Every little thing with that car, I mean, every little thing was $1,000.
Yeah,
I was so glad to see that motherfucker go, man.
Hey, I did it myself for $55. I can't complain. And guess what? I mean, they're going to charge me $135, $145 an hour for labor for 4-hour minimum.
Yeah, look,
4-hour minimum
on that Benz.
I did it in 50 minutes from YouTube University.
On that Benz, it was a part that was it was a electronic transmission linkage. And it's a proprietary part, which means you can't go to Advance Auto or something like that, O'Reilly's, whatever, and
you can't just get it. You have to go to the dealer or something.
But wait, there's more. You have to bring your title or your registration.
You got to prove that you own it.
You have to prove that you own that vehicle in order to purchase the
okay,
part.
Now I needed a dealership part, but I didn't need to show my ID, my social security. I didn't need to show my tags and all that stuff. I didn't need to do all that. I didn't need a dealership item though.
What they say is if I was stealing that car, then and it's a proprietary part, so it's married to the engine and the transmission and the steering are married together.
Right.
And they communicate to each other.
It's like all one serial number that everything's connected to.
So if you get one single part of that thing, you could, like if you were stealing a car, you couldn't drive the car without certain things. And that was one of them. And
one of 3, so I got you.
Yeah, man. And of course, that part was $640.
Hey, that sounds like a catalytic converter to me. It sounds like someone that would fucking go underneath cars and take out catalytic converters by sections. I know those people, and they might be serving bikers' life on the inside right now. You never know.
And folks, I swear to y'all, this is a biker show. We're talking about cars. This really is a biker show.
Yeah, it is. That's why I want to reiterate. But
we just went down the rabbit hole a little.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah. So, but I get it though, man. It's like this time of year is kind of cool for us. Like ordinarily, you know, Bishop's ordinarily home, and doggone, you're ordinarily in Cal, you know, but we're lucky because we get to ride, like you said, 365. A lot of folks.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Being able to ride 365 is like, you know, it's weird. I get this a lot because of obvious content creating, right? I'm sure you get this, Big Bone, too. I'm sure Bishop, too, you know, because you're in Florida as well. But for me, during the winter, it's hilarious. I get these people, they're going, oh, it's 32 degrees. Oh, it's 22 today. Oh, it's 19, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going, oh, it's 68.
right.
I'm riding, you know what I mean? 365, there's no stopping, there's no nothing. So it's like, I feel bad for the people that are especially in the Midwest, stuff like that, in the middle of the country. It's really cold. And I feel for the North like that. But for, you know, I guess you are definitely paying. What I've learned in my short span of life is you pay for your weather. That's what you're paying for in your property and shit. You're paying for weather. You're not paying for anything else other than weather.
When I first moved to Florida and saw how expensive certain things was, and I was asking my business partner at the time, I said, man, I says, you know, why is such and such like this and such like that? Because we both lived up north together. And he said, look, man, he was down here for like 2 years before I got here. He's like, look, man, he says, you're going to pay to live in paradise. I'm like, no, I thought this was Florida. He says, same difference. He said, we got 12 months.
That's the exact thing. Right. Exactly. That's what it means.
Yo, Bishop, I was going to ask you, man. So with that kind of temperatures, and I understand it's a little bit later, but you seen anybody riding up there?
No.
Okay.
He said no. He said no.
No, I haven't.
Hey, meanwhile, I was just out like 2 hours ago. And I saw like a couple of packs already, no problem on the freeway go by. You know, it's a perfect 60, 67.
Yeah.
You know, damn.
Well, you know what? Hold up.
Oh, wait.
Let me take that back. Let me take that back. I did see two last night. But see, here's the thing though. Now, even though it may be cold in the Midwest, that doesn't technically get you out of ride. Because they do sell cold weather shit here. You know,
is that the excuse?
You know what I mean?
For me,
you can hook it up.
If there's snow on the ground, it's good enough excuse.
Put your jacket on, your heated liners and all that. I mean, you can do that. Now I have rode from Ohio to Florida, and when we left Cincinnati, Ohio, it was 15 degrees. We have done that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have left Savannah, Georgia, coming to Ohio, and when we got to Ohio, it was 2 inches of snow on the ground. We've done that too. You know what I mean? So
I'm not
just because it's cold, don't necessarily keep you from riding.
No,
you know what I mean?
I'm down.
Now people think we're a damn fool for doing it, but it has happened.
Yo, I'll tell you, I've seen a few years ago, it was some brothers from Milwaukee, like the place where they, you know, make Harley. They said when they left, in, you know, heated gear, the whole nine. It was a group of them, 4 of them who rode. They came down for annual. They left Milwaukee, and they said it was 15 to 17 degrees when they left. And when they were, you know, because they rolled up to the house, and some of them still, I thought it was odd, but some of them, you know, had on all this bulky stuff, and they said, "Oh, I got no room in the tour pack because we got it loaded down with all this other stuff." And then they start talking about the heated this, and they start showing that, and the heated this, and da 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 da. And I was like, man, because y'all kind of look like, and at the time it was December here in Florida, and it was at nighttime, and it was probably 68 degrees.
That sounds about right. Sounds about right.
And I was like, what the hell? And when these cats told me that, and they're like, yeah, man, we've been changing clothes for the past 12 hours. I'm like, what the fuck?
What do you mean you're doing this? Yeah, for real.
Yeah, but it was just ready for it. But
no, I know how that middle of the country BS goes. You know, it's a little too cold for me. If there's snow on the ground, I tell you, I'm sorry, I'm amputated. I'm not playing that game with y'all. I'm not playing that game. If there's snow on the fucking ground, I'm done. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna go ahead and kick it up. That kickstand is down. I'm a chill. You guys go ahead and go if you'll want. I don't care, but I'm not playing with snow.
I'll tell you.
You don't want none of this. You don't want none of this salt on the ground on that leg. You be like the Tin Man. You be following you with some WD-40.
Yo, we need the lubricant kind. All right, we need the lubricant kind. That's right.
I'll tell you what, though. One thing that changes that whole thing, and we're going to get to tonight's subject in just a second, I promise. But I wanted to share this. So the thing that's real different, though, is when your ass is a probie, because it could be rain, snow, sleet, hail.
That's right.
Hurricane, monsoon.
I've been through this.
Monsoon, bad breath, bad back, friggin' divorce, friggin'.
It don't matter. It don't matter whether you have a job or not. It don't matter where
none of
the
that matters.
It don't matter.
You ride. Yeah. I remember during my probie days. I remember many a time when it's hurricane season and I'm watching cows flying by the street because it's it's bad weather in Florida, and they say ride. Guess what? Your ass gonna ride. Only to get there for them to say, man, it's too bad. Weather's too fucked up. We ain't going.
Right.
And you got to ride.
You've already gotten there. Right. You already got there.
And all that shit. Oh man, what? I
know exactly what you're saying. Yes, sir.
So, but fellas, I'll tell you what, first of all, I want to say thank y'all, everybody that's watching, man. Thank y'all for rocking with us. Do us a solid, and no matter how you're watching us, wherever you're watching us from, take a minute, hit that like button, like, subscribe, share, all of that stuff that we always ask you to do. It's only a few minutes into the show. Do it now. So here, we'll wait. All right. Thank you.
All right,
and
good.
Those of y'all that didn't do it, I never liked you. And
double tap the thumbs down button. How about for that? Double tap the thumbs down to let us know you didn't like it. All right.
Cool. And look, if you didn't do that, then your sister's a hoe. I'm just saying. Everybody knows that.
She had 304.
Maybe you need to just go ahead and do it to save her reputation.
That's right.
You do know somebody. You do know somebody just sat there and heard that and went. So
yeah, for real. AB's right. AB's right.
No, but I'll tell you what. So tonight, well, first thing, let us get this out of the way too, because we're a few minutes in. And the thing, since we're going to get into the show subject, we always do this. We do this disclaimer, and basically what that is, we're just wanting everybody to understand that the words and comments that are coming from us, these are our words and our personal opinions about whatever the hell it is that we're talking about. This is not, while we love our respective organizations, this has nothing to do with them. This does not reflect on them in any fashion whatsoever. These are our opinions and our opinions only, and that's that. So that
look how easy that is. Look how easy that is. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
We ain't trying to hurt nobody.
Right. We're not trying to hurt nobody. We're trying to educate.
Yeah, that part.
That's right.
And the thing about this show, and I think tonight's show really hits on what the Big BoneYard really does is, man, we're about tradition, history, protocol, and the lifestyle of this MC shit that we do.
Right.
And a lot of folks need to, especially those of us that are in that life, sometimes folks need to know. Sometimes it's just good to share info. We love to hear from y'all. So if you got a question, comment, concern, whatever, give us a call. 310-870-8994. If you want to give us a call, the number is scrolling across the screen. Or like Mike Ball just said, hey, throw the comment up there. We definitely want to hear from you. Sometimes folks have questions and they don't feel like they have an outlet by which to share. Or sometimes you might have a question, maybe you know the answer. Throw it out there anyway, because chances are, if you think it, somebody else wants to know it. So throw that out there. But so on to tonight. And thank y'all for bearing with us for the past 20 minutes, because we just had to play catch up. Sometimes we got to do that.
Or an hour, whatever.
right. So here we go. So tonight, and this is going to hit true. And don't y'all get shy and shit now, but let me tell you what we're talking about. Tonight's show is called Brothers Behind Bars, A Biker's Life on the Inside. And I'm going to tell you more about that title when we get you know, in a minute, we're going to talk about that. So Brothers Behind Bars, a biker's life on the inside. So here's what we got going on. So many of us already know that being a biker means that there's going to be a lot of days and nights full of good times, great brothers, cool rides, hot chicks, right? One of the big reasons that people join is the brotherhood, you know, that kind of thing, that sense of family. But most citizens only hear about this shit in the movies, but they never see it in real life.
Right.
But there is another side to all of this, you know, all this feel good, happy shit. There's another side to it. Well, yeah, there literally is. And sometimes in this MC lifestyle, there's a chance you could end up dead or your ass could end up in jail.
It's a fact. So the question I actually pose is,
so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. And that's kind of the question I pose is, there's a lot of us that have seen it and actually walked through this life and been through it where we've seen it. And there's some that are brand new to the culture or whatever, and that's fine too. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've seen some of the wrongest of wrong happen all because of profiling. I've seen all of the wrongest of wrong happen because of the wrong, this guy said, she said kind of crap. And I've seen all sorts of crap go down that wasn't supposed to happen, and it did happen. And it only happened because the guy was either cut up or whatever, you know, he was patched up. And because of that profiling, it was an issue. You know, it was his word versus his word versus his word kind of shit. Well, the guy that's patched up is getting taken down to the clink. It's like, well, he was the guy that was actually in the right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? He actually knew what was going on. How can you cuff that guy? Now, I'm not saying that I can't make excuses for what happens on the street.
Sure.
Without you. You know, I cannot make excuses what happens to anybody. But at the same time, it's like, come on, man. Like, you're only taking that dude right now. We know that because he's ragged up. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
We know this.
Well, I tell you, we talk about this a lot. Certainly in the COC, it's a normal conversation. It comes up all the time. We work on it. We work against it. In income, same thing. And
right.
Friggin' ABATE, same thing. So it's a lot of folks that are concerned about it. And I hate to say it this way, but when you got, especially in the environment of certain organizations that we're a part of, when you got that many white folks all singing the same song, talking about the fuck the police and the
he's not wrong. He's not wrong as a white guy. A white guy.
Yeah, chances are this shit is really happening. Yeah. And it's like, I was having a conversation with one of the guys on my board this several months ago, but we were, you know, and he was real heated because of a situation that happened that involved the police. And he says, man, you know, this profiling's got to stop, and this, that, and other thing. And he made a comment to the effect of, I bet you if I was driving my car, if he recognized me, it might be the same damn thing. And I said, yeah, maybe not.
I'm gonna say no to that answer. Though
what I told him was, and this is the thing that, you know, raised some eyebrows and whatnot, but true statement was this. I'm like, guess what? At the end of your ride, you can go home and take those rags off, and you're just a guy.
Sure.
I can't go home and not be black no more. You know, I'm like,
okay, that's okay. So, no. You know, I've actually been told this. Hold on. I actually want to bring this up since you brought it up.
Yeah.
I've been taught this by Black Dragon. He goes, you want to feel how it feels to be black? Wear a fucking cut. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I have basically my entire adult life. Now, he goes, but imagine being black and wearing a cut. Imagine that. Yeah. And I go, well, you know, I gotta admit that's probably got to be hard. You know what I mean? Because I know what it feels like to be a white guy and be totally fucking profiled.
Whoa, wait.
Right.
No,
say it again.
Wait a minute.
Wait, what?
You're a white guy?
I'm a white guy that's getting profiled?
What the hell are you doing?
What's happening here? Oh, because I'm ragged up? Got you.
No, it's on page 4. No white guys on the Big BoneYard.
Hey, wait. Oh, wait. Okay, I'll get out of here. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'll just go ahead and get out of here now. Just bring me back in whenever.
No, look, friggin'. Oh shit, he left for real. Oh shit. Okay. Well, so hopefully Mike Paul will bring his ass back in a minute. Wait, where the fuck did he go? Wait, there he is.
You got to bring me back in, asshole. All right, here we go. There goes the show.
Like, oh shit. I'm like, I
have no control back here.
Hey, but I tell you what though, but so you're dead right on. But initially, the question becomes, so how did somebody end up in trouble with the law? And you actually took the words out of my mouth in the sense that, so it could be a whole lot of things. It could be what do you call RWB, the riding while black. It could be patches on your back, period. It could be any number of things. And I'm not saying that all bikers are a bunch of sweethearts handing out rainbows and cookies, but a lot of times you get cased up. Maybe something really happened. Maybe somebody's really, but a lot of times they're not. We've seen that enough times to know that that's the case. But having said that, so I'll ask it this way. What is some reasons where your brothers in your club would say, damn, he's jammed up and we have to be there for him? I'll keep it easy. I'll keep it really, well, you tell me that. Now I got a thing in my head, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, here's a simple solution. I mean, here's a very simple one where we're on the defense, and you would think we were the guys on the offense. We simply leave from a family barbecue, and we're just riding home to try to leave home. And as we're leaving home, we stop by a 7-Eleven on the stop way, just to stop there. And as we stop, there's this guy that's belligerent, has his knife out at us. He's trying to stab us. But this is a citizen in a cage. Okay. He's not on 2 wheels. This guy is in 4 wheels. Okay. He's on 4 wheels. And he comes up to us with this girl on the passenger side. He's trying to impress and all this crap. And he's got this blade showing off to us like he's going to do something. And this is the exact position that bikers are held in a lot of the time when we're patched up, because a lot of the times it's these assholes that want to challenge us because we're patched up. Has nothing to do with anything else, that we're a human being, that we're a man first or anything. Has only to do that we're patched up. So now we're challenged. What are we going to do? Well, we have to do what we have to do, right? We have to do what we have to do at that point.
My question is this, though, is that for your club to feel like, hey, he got charged with something, he got cased up, they dragged him off to the pokey or whatever, man, because I've seen and heard about times where somebody got dragged into jail and his brothers was like, oh, hell no, we ain't fucking with him.
Right.
And
that's happened a lot.
Turn their back on him. And that's so that example, or a example of that, typically what I've seen, some a little more extreme, if the guy is charged with, hey, he touched a kid, that's a wrap. That's a wrap.
It's done.
If it's credible, and I don't mean based on the police investigation. I mean, if it's credible, I ain't talking about the ex-wife was mad about something, but if them brothers figure out, hey, you done did some shit that you shouldn't have did, you're not in that club no more. That club is going to be done with you. They're going to, turn their back on you. Don't expect no help. But under what circumstances would a club, ask Archbishop, under what circumstances would a club say, damn, we got to have his back right now?
Well, you would think it would be for, I would hope they would have my back for anything other than fucking with somebody's kid. You know what I mean? Now, the reason why I say that is because, when you join the club, any club, and like you said, when you initially join a club, you come in with the thing in mind that we all brothers, and that you're supposed to be closer with your club than you are your own family, and that whole persona as to what this MC thing is supposed to be about. Now, one thing that goes along with that is that like, I am my brother's keeper, which means I'm gonna have your fucking back regardless. Now, even if I'm wrong about some shit, and I'm flat ass wrong, while we out here though, I'm right, until we get somewhere else that we can have this conversation, and then you come to me and say, you know what, you know your ass is wrong for
you
that.
were wrong.
So you know what I mean. So whatever happens to me outside of here, if I get jammed up, locked up, or whatever, you know, and it has happened, you know, motherfuckers. You know what I mean? You gonna come through and help me the fuck out. You know what I mean? It ain't
absolutely.
My brother's right, even when he's wrong, he's right.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes, that part.
Facts. All right. So if that's the case, right, and we talking nothing like he done did something like that we would turn our backs on him, but regular shit. I don't give a damn whether it's he got a DUI, he allegedly smacked somebody in the head at the park, or whatever like that. For whatever reason, he got cased up. They dragged him off to the jailhouse, and it's night. It happened 8 hours ago. What's the first move? What are we willing to do?
If you're asking me, if you're asking me, and it's a club brother, and I know that it was for the betterment of the club, and that's it. That's the question, right? Is what would you do for that brother that blah 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 got it hemmed up, right? And I say anything that was for the betterment of the club. You know what I mean? And I know that can be hard at times to accept, but that's something that I really think that needs to be thought about. Is anything that was legitimately for the betterment of the club. And that's
I feel like the better question.
I mean, that part is true. That part is true. My thing is that if anybody get locked up, the primary thing is that you need to get his ass out of there
right away. And that's exactly what I was going to say.
You do not let that shit linger. You know what I mean? By letting that shit linger, leads on to other shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? The key thing is to get him out.
Bail him out.
You figure out everything else later. You get him out.
Yep. And that's the one thing I've actually, believe it or not, I swear to God, before the Hollywood and Mike show 2 hours ago, I had a brother text me and say blah blah blah, and I said, listen, do I need to prepare bail money or no? And he said no, and I said, all right, good. Like, all right, like we're not at that situation.
Mike, I gave you the tip.
I know you gave me that spot.
He just got locked up 6 or 8 hours ago. So the correct answer.
I know you gave it to me. You gave it to me as a softball. I didn't hear the 6 8 hours. But no, you're right. You're 100% right.
Tonight, job number one is to get his ass the fuck back out.
You're 100% right.
Too much shit can happen. So the way that I always think about this is this. So your brother gets locked up. He's been on the set for 10 years. He's been in your chapter or your club or whatever for 5 years. He done learn a thing or two. And guess what? Now a good brother is going to go to jail and shut the fuck up until we
get you out.
Whether that's 20 minutes, 20 hours, or 20 years, he's going to shut the fuck up.
Right. That's the proper thing to do.
The problem is that who knows if anybody's got a breaking point? Some people do, some people don't.
Well, they do.
Yes. If you get him the fuck out, that's no longer a consideration. So job number one, get him the fuck out.
Yep. And you are right. And I got to give you your accolades on that. You are right about that. Absolutely. And I didn't catch that.
Oh, yeah. Because just as soon as they put you in that little room and they talking about, know what this could carry, motherfucker.
Yep. Hey, this is going to be 15 to 25, motherfucker.
This shit bigger than me.
Yep.
This shit bigger than me.
This bigger than me. My boss can't do nothing about this to help you. You know what I mean? Sorry. You're very right.
You got to help yourself. You got to help you.
Man, be like, man, I don't know why you in here talking to me. You need to be talking to George Hopkins instead of 25 Moss Lane, apartment 3B. That's what you need to be talking to. I don't even know why you in camper and fuck with me.
Yeah, why you texting me?
Y'all ever watch what is that? 48 Hours? Boy, when them dudes do this, I don't even know, but I wasn't even there, but Pookie and them, he saw everything. All I know. So yeah, the gun was smoking that Pookie. Oh, somebody got shot. Was it with that gun that Pookie had when he came out of the dead guy's house? Is that what? Because I don't know nothing else. I don't know nothing about that. Yeah, that's 48 Hours. So it's a certain group.
No, and I want to show some just as proof. So I got my buddy that messaged me at 4:22 p.m. my time. Okay, it's only 8:33. My buddy says, please call me after the show. I said, are you okay, bro? He goes, yeah, kind of hemmed up with the cops. I said, do I need to prepare bail money to make sure that you are covered? He said, no, I still am waiting. And I'm like, okay, so just keep me on the standby. You know what I mean? Like, so I know exactly what you're talking about. It's just I didn't catch that shit.
Right.
Well, there's still some other stuff. So let's say for whatever reason, the judge don't like the way his hair is cut or whatever, and
it's true.
He can't get out of jail. Like no bond, right?
Yep.
The bond's $18 million, and don't nobody
it's
got
impossible.
Change, right? So let's say he's going to be there for a while. Next move. What's the next move? What, if anything, not should you do for him, but what are you going to do for that brother?
Well,
I mean,
personally,
the first thing you're going to have to make sure he's going to have first thing you need to check and make sure he's going to have proper representation. That's first thing.
Right on.
You know what I mean? Second thing is while he's sitting there, waiting for a prelim or whatever, you got to make sure that he's straight while he's there. You got to keep a couple dollars on the books. You know what I mean? If he can, and
he said it all.
And
he
then,
said it all.
Then also you got to go check on his family too. You need to make sure that his family and his kids are shit cool too. You know what I mean? Because it's a package deal there. You know what I mean? Because you would expect the same thing to happen if you was locked up. You would expect somebody to come and make sure that your people was good.
You would
make sure you good while you sitting there.
Look, so I'm asking these what sound like rhetorical questions, but it's really just an opportunity for us to share. If y'all are in a club and you don't have a system already put in place for what if this happens, then get one. Seriously, get one. If you don't have a answer for, oh man, Johnny Red got locked up because of such and such. Damn, that's fucked up. If y'all just sitting around waiting for some shit to happen, then y'all are fucked up. Fix that. Don't. Right. So what have we learned here, boys and girls? A, don't let your folks stay locked up.
Right.
Use every available opportunity
to get them out if you can.
Whatever you got to do, get them out. There's a number of clubs that have a system in place ahead of time. Like I know a lot of times there's a bike night, there's somebody's having an open house, and you'll see on the bar a big old round, used to be pickles in it or whatever, and it's going to say BBB. You say, what's that? BBB? Is that a rap group? No, it means Brothers Behind Bars, and it's sitting right there. So whilst you can't tip the guy behind the bar, traditionally you can't tip him, but you can tip the club. You can throw them extra $2-3, whatever it is, in that bucket. And at the end of that night, and after every open house, they're going to say, okay, we collected, $49 for Brothers Behind Bars. And guess what? They might not have nobody locked up at that time.
Right.
But what if?
But that's a what if situation. And that's kind of like what I've known is to be a kind of like a buffer system is like almost a percentage of what we pay into dues. As far as what I've seen is from my side of things is we have like this buffer zone of people that do get, Brothers Behind Bars, right? So we have that buffer zone of people that do get locked up and that they need a situation out or whatever. Those are usually what we have in place is there is usually a percentage, or whether it be an event or anything like that, there is a certain percentage that goes to essentially Brothers Behind Bars.
Yeah. And, and it definitely should be. So I guess all we're really talking about on this part of it is all of that stuff leading up to somebody got locked up and now they're going to be there for a minute. So your club, your organization, even if you're not an MC, have a plan for just in case, because God forbid that it's you. If it was you, you would want that.
Right. You would want it as soon as it's you, but you're not so hot on about it when it's your brother. You know what I mean? Like be on about it right now.
Which calls into question, is that really your brother? You know what I mean? Because and the thing is that my brother Wise told me, he says, brotherhood is wanting just as good or better for yourself, or just as good or better for your brother as you would for yourself. And I know if, God forbid, if I'm locked up, I would want for myself not to be.
Right, right. And you're right about that. But the thing I have to pose is, these people that are, I don't know. It's hard with this subject, but with the betterment of the club and the bikers buying bars, it's like, I don't know, man. It's I don't know, AB. What do you think about this? Like, I'm trying to collect my words as well. I'm sorry for jumping the gun on it, but what is your thoughts on this before I step in?
Hey, let me jump in there real quick. We just got a bit of an expert. Mike Jones just, hey, I see you, Mike Jones. So we got a bit of an expert who just jumped in the comments there, and he said, and he is an expert. This is my brother. I know him. He said bail bonds, lawyers, expert witnesses on retainer if possible.
Right.
And yeah, he's right. And then with a bunch of laughy faces because he know that I know who he is. I'm watching him, watching me, watching you.
Damn, you're like this.
Yo, but hey, Mike Jones, take that.
Damn.
Take that.
Mike who? Mike Jones.
Mike Jones.
All right.
No, but
hey.
yeah. But speaking of, so but that's a big part of it. Oh, okay. So now the question comes like this. And we got to look at this from both sides, because when somebody's doing time, because let's say, you know, it comes to pass that, hey, it's going to take 2 years, and that can happen easy.
Absolutely.
It's 2 years before he gets to trial, right? Is that. Then what if he gets time? What if he gets, you know, he gets a nickel or more, and, you know, a dime, whatever.
Oh, see, and here's what I was going to ask is what I was going to say earlier. I'm sorry, was, you know, first of all, everyone says that they come into this club life and they want to join because of brotherhood, right? Like, I don't know how many probies, prospects, whatever you want to call them. I don't know how many times I have come across them and they've been like, oh, I want to join for brotherhood. All right, well, like, do you even have the capacity to even hold brotherhood? Like, do you even have the vulnerability to fucking be a brother? Like, for real? Like you got to be able to, like, take so many things from your brother. It's actually an inconvenience to be a brother sometimes. Actually, most of the time.
Here you go. My brother Wise, here I go. I used to do this all the time. In fact, we called them Wiseisms. You remember that, AB? My brother Wise is always dropping these gems, you know? So we used to call them Wiseisms. One of the things that he used to say all the time, I don't mean on the show. I mean, he's been on the show a couple of 3 times, but I'm saying in person, like sitting around the clubhouse or out pounding the ground or whatever.
Chilling.
He said all the time. He say, brotherhood is a burden. Brotherhood is a burden. But here's the thing. But he always ended it with, but it's a burden that I'll happily take on because my brother's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And the thing is, everybody that joins the club, and you're right, they all use the same catchphrasey. Oh,
yeah, I want to join because of your brotherhood, right? No.
Guess what? Guess what? I'm saying, me on a personal basis, I never accept that answer. If I'm talking to a cat and he goes, oh, I'm like, oh, why do you want to be in a club? And he said, oh, brotherhood. I got to investigate that. We got to talk about that.
We got to investigate.
Everybody says that, but not everybody either means it, or some cats don't actually know what that means.
I swear that's the 99% of them.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's a problem.
You know what I mean?
I don't think it's a problem that they don't know what it is. I don't think that's the problem.
Right.
The thing is that it is selective. That's the problem. It's not a across the board brotherhood. He's only going to show brotherhood to certain motherfuckers.
To this guy.
And then exactly. So you can use like what Bone just said, you know what I mean, that brotherhood is a burden. Okay, that is correct. It's only a burden if you fuck with that particular person, because that's what a lot of them do. You know what I mean? So they be like, oh shit, I don't fuck with him. I ain't worried about it. You know what I mean? A lot of them do that. And then they wonder why some of these motherfuckers go to jail and they tell on them motherfuckers. Yep. That's why that's what happens, because the brotherhood isn't across the board. It is selective. And that's your fucking problem. That's why brotherhood don't really exist in some of these clubs,
a lot of these clubs
they do not do it across the board. They do it selective based on who they fuck around with, who's in their clique, who they want to, who they talk to on the regular.
The inside.
Look, that clique is a motherfucker, and it's a problem. So it's impossible to really eradicate cliques, and you can't legislate it and put it in the bylaws.
It's so hard to deal with. I promise.
Right? It's always going to be a clique because you're going to vibe with one better than the other. But The second you start, like you said, selectively administering brotherhood, which sounds crazy to say it, right?
But it
It sounds
happens.
crazy to say it. But when you selectively administer or selectively distribute brotherhood based on a set group of criteria that don't have shit to do with the bylaws and don't have shit to do with that patch on your back, well, that one right there, we don't like that one over there because of such and such and such and such. And well, that guy right there, brother number A doesn't like brother number 4. So I don't like brother number 4, even though I don't know shit about brother number 4.
Right.
But he don't like him. So I got to, it's stupid. I mean, that's some real, that's some little, 6th grade type shit that grown ass men sometimes bring into the set, bring into the set of their various clubs.
Right.
Here's the thing though.
See, and that's what you run into. You run into grown ass men doing childlike shit. And then you wonder why stuff's the way it is. You know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, I may be 40 years old, but some of the shit I'm doing seem like I'm 14.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. No,
because I do petty shit.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, I think that and this goes back, we talk about this so much on the show, but in order to, because that kind of shit is watering down the set. I mean, because it happens on a club level, but it waters the shit down. And here's the thing, the thing that is easy to fix is getting MCs to operate like we did 50 years ago. Not everything 50 years ago was good, especially if you got a good 10. Certain shit 50 years ago wasn't that fun, right? But as far as the ideology of the MC, oh man, it was 100%. It was that's the reason that there's so many clubs today.
Right.
So it's not that the shit doesn't exist anymore. It's just that folks have normalized that bullshit. They've normalized that bullshit, and it's a problem. Oh, by the way, so if you're watching this show, take a minute to, I know we talked about this before, but hey, hit the like button. Definitely subscribe if you haven't done so already. And the biggest thing is share this with some other folks, because going into the next few minutes, we're going to do a quick commercial, but we want, if your ass was locked up, pay attention and or get your ass on the phone or in the comments, because we want to talk about that. So we're getting ready to go into a biker's life on the inside here in just a second. So y'all give us a couple of minutes. We're going to break for station identification, which is not a real thing. I just made that shit up. But no, for real, y'all are. Yeah, right. I know it sounded cool as shit. But anyway, check this out right quick.
I decided to pursue a career in law because it gives me an opportunity to help people. When a client chooses us to represent them, they're entrusting us with a huge responsibility. It's our goal to exceed their expectations with our personalized service and to help them to achieve the best possible recovery to compensate them for their injuries.
That's where we come in. We come in and we solve that problem for them and really set them on the right track in order to try and get back to what their life was like before the accident happened.
So, hey, thank y'all for that break for station. It's not
Good
really
shit.
station identification, but it sounds so cool to say that shit. But no, but for real. So I guess where we are now is so our brother's locked up, and we done figured out how to make sure he got some money every month or every week or whatever on his books. By the way, in your club, if you don't have somebody whose job that is, figure out whose job that
needs
is.
to be a job.
Yeah, because if you think about it, if you got just 5 guys in your chapter, and once a month they throw out $25 to put on his books, that's $125.
That's a lot of commerce, dude.
He ain't buying a Cadillac, but he's gonna be a little.
I'm gonna tell you, that's good enough to get some soups. That's good enough to get some stuff to get you by. I promise you.
Yeah, So thing number 1, if you can't get him out, hold him down. And that's not like a, hey, let's talk about and feel about it. In real life, no, hold that brother down. If that's your guy with your patch, hold him down, right? But now here's the flip side of the coin. He's locked up, and guess what? On the inside, that could be your best bro in the world, but he's in there and you ain't. So what is life like for those of y'all that are familiar? I see you, Mike Jones. For those of y'all that are familiar We want to hear from you. Unfortunately, I'm quite familiar. I went on what they call the correctional institution tour of southeastern United States. I don't suggest that other people enjoy that, because it's not very enjoyable, because you pay some money, you look at the brochure, it's nothing like what they promised. It really isn't. The food is not the cuisine that they promised. It's just all fucked up. But no, so I'll tell you what happens, or my experience. I'll speak for myself. So a time or two, and I got way too familiar in my younger days with these different jails. But the experience of bikers, let me be specific. Let me say it like Shaggy says, clubbers. The experience of those of us in an MC in an area where there's lots of MCs, good news, bad news. There's going to be lots of other folks. Typically, there's lots of other guys from other clubs locked up with you.
Yep.
And now it depends on. So the way that we had it, I was in Pinellas County, a time or 2 or 8 or something. But the thing that I learned about in that particular jail, in days gone by, it was great. I mean, jail ain't great, but if you got to do time, that was a better way to do it, because what happened is, once you go in and you figure out relatively quickly, you're going to see somebody that you know, or somebody's going to recognize you. Oh, ain't you so-and-so from such and such a club? Yep. Or you're so-and-so. Oh, I'm so-and-so, and that's so-and-so from that club, and that's so-and-so from that club. Now, on the set, maybe y'all chill together, maybe you didn't. Maybe y'all hated each other, maybe you didn't. But in jail, because there's more everybody else than it is of you, guess what? We all get on the same page. I'm talking now, city and county is different than state or feds, right? Because there's different rules.
I was about to say, if you're in Southern California, you're running off of California politics, and you're running with your car.
Politics, but see, it's based on, you got to remember,
man, and you got to think 350 clubs in the Southern COC. So in Southern California COC, 350 clubs. That's a lot of clubs, a lot of members.
No, what I'm saying,
bars, right?
No. What I'm saying is, it's different in the sense that the rules are different. What I mean is that if you're in Southern California in the county,
right,
it's different than on the East Coast county.
True.
By that, if you're black in Southern California, I don't give a fuck what club you're in. In Southern California, you fuck with them. I almost said the N-word. You fuck with.
You're right, though. You're right, 100%.
And it don't matter, even if we use the expression bloodline. Even if there's another member from that's a different race than you, he's in your bloodline on the set. In jail, it don't matter that y'all are from that he's from the black side or the white side or the Chicano side. Guess what? He ain't black. You don't fuck with him.
Right.
And you ain't white, so he can't fuck with you.
That's the hardest thing about California politics, is the roughest thing right there.
Right. But that's on we're talking about, that starts on the county level.
Right. Not county level, city, not federal.
County level. Right. And now feds and county, that's where it starts in California. Now here, like in Florida, and I know we lost some folks with all of this shit, but in Florida, for example, really actually not too much different than Ohio. What happens on the county level, you could be black, white, green, or plaid on the county level. Now it's based on your bloodline, who you fuck with on the inside. Unless you're actively at war with somebody, once you're locked up, the bikers are going to figure their shit out. They do their own politics. They typically band together and run shit. So like when I was locked up here in Florida, different kind of experience. I mean, and I'll go into a little bit of detail, but your experience locked up being on the set in Florida, and you get locked up in jail, it's a different kind of thing, because you're going to have a lot more of this, that, and the other thing. You're not going to have, there's no such thing as some guy who's going to come and steal your sneakers or something like that, because you got 40 different people who's going to make his life hell for even thinking about such a thing, because the ideology of brotherhood gets real serious when you're in jail. Or when I say jail, I'm talking about on the county level. But now, again, Florida's very different. If you're on the, let's say you're a state, right? You're in a state prison. Well, state prison kind of mirrors, at least on the racial shit, it mirrors the counties depending on where you are.
Right.
Some of these,
then the feds.
Right. Right. Now, feds might as well be in county in California.
You're right.
You know, I've talked to a lot of bikers who did time in Florida, both in the feds, state, and county. Here's the crazy shit. Anybody who's done any large amount of time, they're going to tell you, oh, the feds is where it's at.
Yep.
Not because of, not because of the racial stuff, because you just learn to have to deal with that, right? Some cats take a little too far and they bring that home with them when they get out. But that's
they do. Yes, they do. And I've experienced that as well.
Oh yeah, some cats they bring that with them. But the thing is though, is that certain things as far as like freedoms and liberties and so forth in the feds is real different. But what does this mean as a biker? If you're a biker, and like Big Man Chris said, he was locked up for 13 years and 2 months in the Florida Department of Correction. So Chris, you already know. Hey, am I lying, Chris? How? Like
BMC knows, man.
Yeah, 13 years. That's almost 3 nickels, you know. You did a dime and a nickel.
For real.
Song like that. But so I guess what we're talking about is the experience of bikers being locked up. Once you are locked up, I don't mean the initial,
not
first
the whole
months, but after, hey, I'm going to be here for a while, or I've been here for a while. That's a different thing. So, and here's the thing, there's a certain club, I won't say who they are, but there's a certain well-known diamond club they're in New York, and they're in several states, but they're also in New York. They had a big sweep in this is back in the 80s, had a big sweep of this certain club. They hit them, locked up like 30 of them. Boom, actually it was almost 50. I said that wrong. It was almost 50 of these guys. At the same time, they went after LK, Latin Kings. Got 30 Latin Kings. Different stuff, different charges, different everything, but 2 different operations that just so happen to end all of these cats locked the hell up, going through the system at the same time.
Yep.
So real interesting thing. So you got all of these Latinos, younger guys, Latinos, didn't know shit about a motorcycle or nothing else. They get locked up with all these white guys from this one particular 1%er club. They're all doing time together. So these Spanish dudes are noticing, man, these guys are eating good. They ain't having no problems.
Right. Why is that?
When somebody is beefing with them, they got plenty of pull. Somebody beats them down. When they get out, they're hooking up somebody who's still on the inside. What the hell is going on? These guys, they really only fuck with each other. What the hell's going on?
Why is this happening?
Right. Now, some of these Latin Kings, they're in there getting skinny because they ain't eating good. And if their mama ain't watching out for him, he's in there trying to get it.
And that's real shit.
Give it how he can get it. So they're watching these guys. And most of these guys got between 5 and 15 years. So they're all spending time together. And over 5 to 15 years, you're going to learn something about them white boys over there who's living pretty good. How the hell is that?
And so why is it?
They learn, oh, they're a member of that certain motorcycle club. Oh, so 5, 10, 15 years of hearing and watching these guys living all good and shit. What's the first thing these Spanish dudes gonna want to do when they get the hell out?
Dude, if I saw that in front of my face, I'd be like, that's what I'm doing right when I get out. I'm gonna join a motorcycle club. I'm gonna be good. I got protection. I got coverage on the outside and the inside.
Right.
I'm good.
These guys, they're hearing the same thing all the time. We're not a gang. We're a motorcycle club. Right. They heard this for 5, 10, 15 years. So when these cats are getting out, they want to join a motorcycle club. Well, first thing, you got a motorcycle? No.
Yeah.
Well,
get one of those first.
They hit them with, hey, we'll go get one. And Latin Kings, they're resourceful. These guys start buying motorcycles left, right, and sideways, but they weren't even buying Harleys. They were buying sport bikes because they're young and they're Spanish. So we got to get some sport bikes. Now, can we join your club? No, you can't, because you got sport bikes. We ride Harleys. We're white and you're friggin' Dominican. So no, you can't. Well, can we hang out with you? Sure. So as these cats get out, they're buying motorcycles and hanging out with these guys. Long story short, they decide, since we can't join your club, those guys says, you can't join our club, but you can have a club. So they make
Right.
a club, and then now that's a national club. Now these Spanish guys became a national club, and the reason that club, and I'll give you a little hint. So in Latin Kings, they say Amor de Rey, and they got them colors black and gold, right? So this club, their colors, what? Black and gold, Amor de Rey, all that kind of good stuff. They still ride sport bikes. Some of them are on Harleys now. But really interesting thing was these guys watched how these this certain club, they watched these cats for years, emulated that, wanted some of that. Why would a whole entire national club come from some guys being in jail? Well, that's why, because our experiences in jail typically are better because the brothers on the outside are watching out for those brothers on the inside, and the brothers on the inside remember, I'm still a member of this club.
Right.
I still got to carry myself a certain way.
I still got a patch to uphold. I still got a nation to represent.
Bylaws.
Okay,
they
so
got
what happens
bylaws
to them?
in jail.
Okay, so what happens to them guys that's in a club that's in a state that doesn't have a lot of clubs in it?
Oh, see, that's a good question. That's a very good question.
That's a whole different shit. See, because then at that point, you ain't sitting there trying to figure out who in the club. Now you in fucking survival mode because shit done got real.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's a totally different situation.
Ooh,
yes, it is.
Real different. Now you got to get it how you get it. That's on you yourself and you, not you yourself and I. But yeah, that's a different situation. I mean,
right. I mean, so like if you in Florida or California or Texas, or,
yeah, you're going to LA
like
County, basically.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. You stand a good chance of being able to do what y'all talking about. But if you in Iowa, a motherfucking
he goes in the middle of the country,
North Dakota, motherfucking Oklahoma,
Iowa.
some shit like that, you fucked up. You gotta figure out, I mean, I ain't
got
trying to sit here and figure out. Right, I'm not trying to figure out who the fuck is in a club or not. I'm like, shit, this is fucking survival mode. I mean, it's kill to be killed. Shit, I'm in motherfucking gladiator school now. This is different shit.
Hell yeah. He hit him with Iowa.
Yeah, he goes Iowa straight up. Yeah, you're right.
Ain't no bikers in that jail. but that's true though, because so that's the thing, because like I know some cats down here that are conditioned. So and when I say down here, I mean the Southeast. They're conditioned to understand, hey, well, if I get locked up, so-and-so's already there. He got me. Like, how many of us know somebody that's locked up doing time right now? Like on the set, a lot of us do. Shit, I know a dude who I got a call Friday about a certain individual who got locked up. Goofy motherfucker. But anyway, I mean, that's mean, isn't that mean? But anyway,
hey, it happens.
Yeah, but
we all got them.
Yeah, the thing is though, like, yeah, if your ass is in Iowa though, I got nothing for you, man. Like,
shit got caught over there, bro. Got caught over there. We would have had you.
Put that in the bylaws, like, hey, if you want to fuck up, don't do it in Iowa. Like,
don't be in Iowa.
Place.
Don't be.
I'm just saying in general. I mean, shit, it could be fucking West Virginia. It don't make no difference. I'm just talking about in an area that doesn't have a huge motorcycle presence, and you get locked up there. You know what I mean?
Was that Joy?
You got to get in. You got to get in how you get in.
Yeah. Joey Blazer said, I'm in Iowa, middle of corn. Yes, sir. So, and that's kind of wild. He said middle of cornfields. He just, so cornfields. But yeah, the thing is, man, I can't say it no better than that. If you get grabbed up there, oh, well. But, and I'm not suggesting that just because there's not a bunch of dudes from the set in that particular facility that, you're going to be somebody's girlfriend next week. Because, if you keep your shit like a man anyway, you handle your business. You got to handle your business. You just got to do it by yourself or with a different network of folks,
But see, like, that's the thing right there. Mm-hmm. That's the thing right there. Yeah. Now, that's the reason why I said what I said. Because, if you somewhere where you got a lot of people there, like Florida, something like that, then you're like, oh, okay, I got people here. I'm cool. I got people here. When you go somewhere that ain't like that, now you stand a risk of getting your whole card punched because you ain't as tough as your ass think you are. You know what I mean? So now you got to come over here, and this is This some whole different shit now. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
Right.
I gotta, you know what I mean? So I gotta learn. Like I can't be in here on no tough guy shit. I gotta go in here and move my hustle.
Well, how
You know
many
what I'm
times
saying?
have people been on that infamous airline where it takes them to Colorado, right? And they've been transferred a million times from Colorado, the hub of all prisons, right?
Yeah.
And they've been transferred through that infamous airline that they've got.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, wow.
Con Air.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Con Air, bro.
Mhm.
And so, you know, you can be transferred from state to state, prison to prison. And imagine when you go from a state, prison, whatever, where you have all these motorcycle clubs that may be backing you and you're a tough guy, blah, 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 because of the guys you know. Well, now you got transferred. Now you ain't so tough. Now you ain't got no reinforcements back here.
Yeah.
What happened now? What's up?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. This come on Bishop talks about this quite frequently, is that you got some of these guys that I'm going to try to remember. He say that wouldn't throw a brick in a blackout, right? You know, wouldn't bust a grape. See, that's some of them AV diamonds. Like Wiseisms, just newer and fresher. But look, so you got these cats who can talk the talk but can't walk the walk. You know, and I know on our side of the fence, we're pretty particular about who comes this way. And it don't mean that everybody's got to be a knuckle dragging,
Of course,
ass kicking Bruce Lee, you know, thugged out, blah, 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 blah. You know, it takes all kinds to make a club, right? But I personally, not even kidding you, a lot of times when I'm talking to somebody who's interested in coming my way, I'm going to ask them what on day one might sound like some crazy shit. I'm going to ask them, ever been to jail? Can you fight?
Have you ever actually fought your own war before? You know what I mean?
Yeah, look,
like,
because I've seen like in the military and out in the streets, this dude who's selling all the wolf tickets and I'll do this and I'll do that and I'll do the other thing, and then let some shit pop off. The first dude to look for any excuse to get the fuck out of there was that dude doing all of that.
I want to say something on this because Bone, you're on something real good. And I've had a situation actually happen where, you know, me being amputated as a club guy, there has been a situation before where I have been around my guys, you know, kind of thing. And I'm not saying all of them or a specific bunch, but there was a bunch of them. And for some reason that day, I was outstepping everybody as an amputee. I'm outstepping everybody. Why am I outstepping everybody? And I got that look in my eye, but you don't. Why? Is it because you've never seen war before? Is it because you've never been through this? So do I got the same look in your eye as I do in mine? Why am I outstepping you? I should not be outmoving you.
We did a show a number of months ago that was, I forget how it was called. If y'all get a chance, go back through some of the old shows, but it was about wartime bros versus peacetime bros.
And that's a big difference.
Yeah, it's a very big difference. And I've said this before, and people thought I was crazy when I said that, hey, you know what? Sometimes war is good for a club. And I had to clarify it, meaning conflict, having something or some entity or some group of folks that's against your club kind of brings everybody in your club together, in your chapter, whatever, brings folks together, right? But actual war where y'all are throwing down and, you know, I got his back, he got mine. My life is dependent on this brother watching my back and vice versa, right? That makes you think and move real different. But like what Archbishop said, what if you in there by yourself there, Billy Bad? What you gonna do? You know, by yourself. You don't have, you know, a bunch of other folks in there with you. What you gonna do? So, but this goes back to that grown man shit. That grown man shit says, I'm gonna handle my shit, whether I got 20 folks in here watching my back or not, you know, because the nature of jail is, as crazy as it sounds, jail has a social system.
Yes,
you know,
it does.
And they have rules to it. There's more rules in the Constitution amongst inmates in jail. You know, there's convicts. They have a certain thing that they do.
Cheers, man.
Yeah. You know, and it's like all this stuff, all these politics, you know. But the thing is, though, is no matter whether you got 30, 40 guys watching your back, or whether you in there by yourself, you got to figure that out real quick. But in the meantime, for those folks that's out there who's really doing the time with you, if they're your brothers, they feel like they're doing that time with you because they got to be concerned with, and Archbishop said it earlier, your family, because they don't have your income no more. You got folks that you got to watch out for his family, because guess what? That's your family now, because he ain't there to do it. So you got to watch out for his family, his kids, sometimes his bills, depending on how long he's going to be away.
Right.
And I've seen clubs make a dude's bike payment for 18 months while he was locked up, just so he wouldn't lose his bike. But they knew he had 18 months.
Right.
Hey, his chapter.
They knew that going into that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. His
See, but
chapter.
then too, you got to remember the key thing with that too. That means the key thing is to look out for my family.
Yeah.
Not move your ass in with my family while I'm gone.
That's a big
That's
one,
some
AD.
different shit.
That's a big
You know what I mean?
one. You
That's
just
some different shit, because you know a motherfucker do that. You know what I mean? Act like they looking out for your people. Yeah, they looking out for your people, all right.
On a different way. On a different way. You know what I mean? I know the pipe time. You know what I mean? Trust me, it's a different type of time when you're looking out for your brother than when you're piping her. All right?
Oh yeah,
fact.
And that's real talk. And the best situation is your brother's looking out and making sure. So when Jody, that in Marine Corps, the guy who was banging your wife while you was on a deployment, his name was Jody. It didn't matter what his real name was. All of them niggas.
We got Sanchez for us. It's Sanchez. It's Sanchez for us.
Sanchez, right. So Sanchez on the West Coast is Jody on the East Coast, but he's the same dude.
Same dude.
When he shows up, your bros are supposed to be like, yo, there's Jody. Let's go
kick that motherfucking ass.
Yeah. We're gonna beat the brakes off his ass, because her ass is gonna be she's gonna be like a virgin when he gets home. Because
that's right. You're gonna be Virgin Mary when he gets home.
But his bills, you're gonna hold them down. They gonna be. I'm not saying that the dude's family is out there buying Benzes and going on expensive vacations, but the lights are gonna be on. The roof is still gonna be over her head. And the kids are still in school and they get to eat every day.
That's a big ordeal, man. Trust me. There's people that are struggling to wish they had that. So absolutely.
Yeah. But that's the kind of thing, at least in the MC community, at least our brothers that's locked up, that's something that can be considered. There's a lot of folks that don't have none of that. They don't have none of that kind of stuff. They can't even think about what other folks are going to do for them while they're locked up, because they're not in a club. Right. So a lot of times
they don't have that resources.
Yeah. That is a resource, and it's a serious one.
It is. So, and if you have a pipeline from the inside, from the outside, I mean, it's a big ordeal. It don't matter what kind of pipeline it is, as long as you have that support. Having that support, whether it be monetary, people visiting you, I mean, those things are a big deal in jail. I mean, when you're locked up, having visitors or any of those type of things, having those guys coordinate where your family can visit you, any of that type of stuff, if you can have conjugal visits, whatever, they're going to set it up for you. You know what I mean? And that's what you hope for. That's what you hope for. You hope that you have the right brothers for the right situation like that.
Yeah. Now, I won't go into this too much, but also having a good system on the outside, not just can, help you out on the inside because of the fact that it's other folks there and those connections and all like that, but you can fuck around and make some money. That's all I'll say about that. You can make some money while you're locked up.
No, but
He right.
I know what you're not wrong. Hey, but and Mike House, by the way, and what that question actually, that whole thing with that, your question is your brother's always right in that situation. Get him out. You know what I mean? And if you're locked up, you hold your tongue. You just stay quiet. That's it. Stay quiet. If you're the guy that's locked up and you're the one that backed up the situation and you're the one that got locked up, you be quiet. Just wait until it's fucking finished. But everyone's got a yap. Everyone's doing this to cops. I don't know why. Why are we talking like this to cops? I thought we were on this side of the fence.
What they say is, if nobody talks, everybody walks. That's it. And you can watch First 48 anytime. And that's just the case. Yeah. But what I was saying on the money tip, though, that's anybody. If you have, because there's a whole, and Mike Ball, you're in California, so you already know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
There's so much commerce in the prison system. It's not even funny. Like
there's more commerce owed in commissary in California than there is in the entire state of Ohio or Iowa.
Let me tell you.
You know what I mean? I'm telling you, there's commerce that's owed.
Look, they don't make cell phones.
Yeah.
They don't make cell phones in jail. When I was locked up, like
they got tablets. What are you talking about?
Tablets
and computers and stuff.
Well, the tablets, you can buy the tablets from the jails now, like from the commissary.
Straight up, you can buy them.
But I'm saying the cell phones, and I know because I was a cell phone man when I was in jail. But cell phones, what? I was like, you wouldn't believe how much a ratty ass flip phone costs in jail, and the amount of money you can make off the phone. All you had to do is own the phone and you
know how to use it.
You rented it.
Right. Right. Hey, you need some time to call home? I got you.
Yeah.
How much?
All I needed was somebody to arrange to get me that cell phone.
Yeah.
And it's a wrap, you know. But I'm saying there's crazy money. I left jail a few times with way more money than what I had when I went in. You know,
it happens.
Paying bills. I know a cat who was paying all the bills for like 2 households while he was locked up. No job whatsoever. He paid
it's
everybody.
Some gangster shit.
Yeah,
it is.
But it's kind of normal. Well, it's normal.
Well, in our world, in the civilization world, no, you know, that's not normal. For us, we're used to that shit. They're not. You know, that kind of being held down on that level is not something that most people can do.
So the moral of the story is, boys and girls, is don't go to jail. I mean, even though
don't do it.
Memory lane shit. We don't want to glorify getting locked up because there's nothing cool or fun about it, you know. But the
old
mentality is?
What's the old saying? What's that old saying they used to do? The sum is up for some of the ones. What's that old saying? If you can't do the time, don't do the crime.
Yeah.
Right. So right. Okay, so let's go back. Now, the old school way is you knew what you was getting into before you got into it.
Right.
And you knew that there was two things to it. There was 2 things to the plan. You had the cause and the effect. And what was going to happen at the end if your plan did not go as the way you seen it to be.
There's A and B every time.
Now, if that shit happened, 2 things went into effect. Number 1, your people already knew what was going to go on. So they going to get there before anybody else going to get there to make sure that your ass is out. Now, if you done some extra shit, then they also going to make sure that your ass is good. But in the meantime, though, you're going to do a couple things. Number 1, you're going to sit there and you're going to shut the fuck up. And you're going to let your lawyer do his fucking job.
Right.
That's what you're going to do.
You hired him for.
Right. Exactly. Now, if one thing you should put into your mind first, and this is one of the big things that goes on in these clubs, because you have people that sit there and do a whole lot of this, and they go out there and do shit because they feel that they got to prove something. And they go out there and they do some shit knowing that they cannot accept the fallout behind it once they ass get caught.
Right. Oh, that's a good question. Good question to bear here.
So notice, if you do not already have in your head that you can sit down for a minute and not give a fuck, if you don't already have this in your head prematurely, keep your fucking ass at the house. Because what's gonna happen is that these same ones that's talking this tough ass shit that know goddamn well that they ain't gonna sit in that jail 24 fucking hours. They're gonna be crying. They have bubbles coming out their motherfucking nose and the whole shit, and they're gonna tell on every motherfucking body up in that bitch, and everybody gonna go to jail. So if you know that you don't have it in your heart for real, stay the fuck at the house.
Hey, now
stay at home.
Kenyatta
make us some shit. Take your kid to motherfucking ballet practice, whatever the fuck you gonna do. Make us some shit. Stay the fuck at home.
Oh yeah, because not everybody's not cut out for certain shit.
I mean, because know that if you tell on everybody and everybody go to jail, we fucking you up, bro.
No, it's
gonna
game
get
over.
fucked up.
It's game over.
That's business.
You getting fucked up. So
And
I mean,
if it's not done by
that.
the club, there's going to be people that are handled in that whatever jail or prison you're sentenced in.
Oh yeah.
Trust me, there's going to be
a lot of
communications
times,
happen.
situations like that. Somebody send out a kite, and you can get it. Look, let me tell you, it's better than the internet because
that kite is way faster than the internet. It seems like.
The answer is, look, the kite is fast as shit. And the thing is, a kite don't get sent out unless there's an action needed. Like nobody sends out a kite to say, "Hey, how you doing today? What'd you have for lunch?" No, a kite is
it's emergency. Handle it.
Action order. Somebody take care of this.
It's a verb. It's a verb.
Yeah.
It's an action.
It's a verb. You know.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's the thing, and there's always if you get that kite and take care of a thing, there's a payment, or it was either your duty or there's a payment
right behind it.
Kites, somebody's getting paid when a kite happens, one way or the other.
It's basically a tip. You know what I mean? Like, hey man, like you saved me, I got you. You know what I mean? But that's supposed to be the common sense in this shit. But a lot of these guys don't get this common sense shit in jail or prisons, counties, whatever, and then they get really fucked up. And that's what's funny about the situation is these guys come into these situations thinking they're badasses, and then they walk away going, "Oh shit, my ego's frailed," you know, because they didn't know.
I seen a dude, big jacked up, freaking, steroid eating so-and-so who came in. Actually, I'll tell you about two dudes.
It's probably a cornbread fed dude, white boy, like, you know what I mean? Just real big dude that just can handle anything.
He was from an area called Zephyr Hills in Florida. And one of these, he was kind of corn-fed looking, jacked up like you wouldn't believe. And I remember he came into the cell block, man, and he came in, and now check it out. The doors in that jail cell, I'm not talking about the sliding ones. I'm talking about the doors that you can open and close, like the main. Right by the main entrance to the cell block. There was a door there that the COs used to use. When they bring in somebody, they actually come through the sliding ones, and then they have that open door because the COs can go through there, hang
like a secondary clearance, Yeah.
This cat comes in there. So the doors, first of all, if you go to slam it, you can't slam it because it's got those things at the top those hydraulic joints.
Yes, they make it sure that no matter how hard you close it, it still will close nice and slow. Yep.
This dude comes in there, and you can tell he's trying to make a scene. So he comes in there, goes to slam the door. The door don't slam because when somebody comes in, everybody glances over to see who just came in, right? Everybody's looking to see who the new guy is. He walks in, so he tries to slam the door, and the door won't slam, so he pushes it all extra hard. We're watching this fool trying to push the door because he's trying to make a grand entrance. Boom! So he finally gets that last little 4 inches and pushes it real hard to get the slam of the door, turns around, doing this, mean mugging everybody from a distance. Walks into the TV room, mean mugging folks. Ain't nobody paying him no attention because he's doing all of this projecting. I'm a tough guy. I'm a tough guy. I'm a tough guy. You know what that says to somebody who's done time?
Target.
Absolutely. Target. He put the biggest that says this big dude is scared out of his mind because he's doing all of this. Because if you ain't worried about nothing, you ain't worried about nothing. You don't gotta.
No, you're very right.
Right. Let me tell you, this cat. It was not 24 hours before them dudes beat the brakes off him, took his sneakers, and he must have lost about 15 pounds that first week because he wasn't eating shit. They took every breakfast, lunch, dinner.
You're not even joking right now. You're not even joking.
Stop the cap.
The flip side of the coin, we had this one little kid, no kidding. He was like 19 years old. Came in with a big giant swastika on his chest.
So he knew what's up, right? He knew what's up.
Look, he ripped off his thing. He was remember the skinheads? He was a skinhead. So he came in, boom, ripped off his shit. He had on his jumpsuit, peels that shit back so everybody would see his thing. He's walking around doing the same thing the big guy did. He wasn't there when the big guy came in. So he's doing all this stuff. Ain't nobody paying attention to this kid. So after about a few days, he goes, "Hey, you mind if I sit here? I'm in the TV room. I was watching Top Gun."
TV room. All right. TV room is a different, that's a whole, we could make a whole cap, a whole thing on this, you know, whole chapter on TV room.
I'm chilling in the TV room, and there's all kinds of rules about the TV. So the CO hooked us up with a VCR. This is how long ago this was, a VCR tape, a Top Gun. So I'm in there watching Top Gun, and this dude comes in there like, "Hey, can I sit down?" I'm like, "Yeah, sit your ass down." There's all kinds of seats. So he sits just one. This is an empty seat, and he sits right there. I'm like, there's 40 other seats in here, and this dude, I'm like, the hell, So I'm like, what's this all about?
Punk?
So
you know what I mean?
No, it wasn't that. He's a skinny kid. And he goes, I know you. I'm like, you know me? I'm like, okay, great. Remember me? Like, no, the fuck I don't. I don't remember you. So long story short, the kid was living on a certain compound for a certain 1%er club, and he was actually living there because they had these skinhead kids who were living there at one point. As a compound, they had a whole thing going on. Anyway,
makes sense.
So the guy remembered me and and without any, because I'm trying to watch Top Gun. The guy says, I don't hate the blacks. Like, that's great. I don't.
Yeah, I'm watching the movie. I don't care about that.
Still trying to watch the movie. So this dude says, it's really the Jews that got the. I'm like, look, man.
He's like, hey, I'm trying to dodge everything.
What's the matter with you, man? So he starts explaining this whole thing. I'm like, look, man, just relax. You and your swastika and all like that. Just chill the fuck out. Shut up.
Enjoy the TV.
Enjoy the movie. And I tell him, I said, man, stop trying to, because when they decide to get at your ass, all of that little tough guy, because this guy is like 97 pounds soaking wet.
Right.
I'm like, if you doing all that extra, it's just going to piss somebody off. They're looking the other way because your ass is a little 97-year-old and nobody wants to be looking. You can't get a reputation off beating up a 97-year-old kid who's stupid, right? But you keep fucking with people, they're going to tear your ass up.
If you're that little, yeah, for sure.
I was like,
for sure.
But anyway, I forgot. Oh, I was going to say, though, Kenyatta just said something a little second ago. He said, them boys in Waco kept quiet and everybody went home.
Facts.
Which is true.
Facts.
As many of them folks that they had locked up, guess what?
They taught the rest of the country that if you just shut the fuck up, just shut up. That's all you got to do. Just shut up. Just don't talk. Dude, that's what you have the right to not talk.
Yeah.
So if you don't talk, all of a sudden everyone walks. Yeah. How is this such a hard thing to figure out? I don't get this.
Nikita said, I got something. If you do anything that could get you locked up and it's not club related, don't wear your cut. Now,
that's true.
If that happens, how is it handled?
Okay. Well, let me say, okay, so let's say you went to go handle some business because you got this dude that's ragging on your old girl, and you want to go intimidate the dude by yourself. You haven't talked to nobody in chapter. You haven't you haven't had a sit down. You haven't had some sort of nothing. You just show up in your rags like you're going to fucking beat up this fucking dude because of he piped your old lady. Well, dude, you're making the wrong decision here. You know what I mean? Like you're making the wrong call. You need to talk to us before you start making decisions, especially when you're wearing your nation. You're representing something way bigger than yourself. You're representing all of us. And it's not just one state. It may not just be one country. It could be international. So do not think that you are bigger than the rest of us.
Yeah.
That's it.
But I tell you, look, y'all, I want to tell y'all how pissed off I am at y'all for making me go down memory lane.
Yeah, now you're really feeling it. You're going, I want to kiss the ground. Oh, Americana.
Nah, I'm blessed to say that I haven't seen the inside of a jail in a really long time, and I'm glad about it. And those of y'all who haven't gone, I don't recommend it. And but God forbid you or somebody does find yourself in that situation, please, remember some of the stuff we talked about. And, if you ever have questions, issues, concerns, hit us up. We can share a couple of things for you here and there. Not everybody's in a club and has that sort of support. But, hopefully, God forbid, if it happens, you got some kind of support, But the biggest thing in jail is like this. club or no club, is just like on the set, respect. You know, you give respect to get respect. Stay out of folks' business. Stay out of folks' business. I don't know if I mentioned stay out of folks' business when you in jail. Ain't none of your business.
Just stay out of the business.
Exactly. Yeah. Like do your thing, do your time. Don't let the time do you. You do your time. And doing that kind of shit, that's the kind of shit that'll help you get through jail. You ever seen that Kevin Hart movie, getting hard or something like that, where he was teaching the guy how to get ready for jail?
No, I've only watched like 15 movies, so I'm the wrong guy.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I've watched like 15 documentaries. You know what I mean?
So I found out, I thought that was a funny movie, but as it turns out, that's a real thing. It's like it's actual people who get paid to teach folks what to do and how to survive in jail. So so for 1995, if y'all want our series on how to survive jail, you know,
hey, shout out to 1995. I was born 1995, so shout out.
Were you really? No, that's no, $19.95 I'm talking about.
Hey, that's right. 91. Add 4 pennies on that shit. You know, shit. We 95 up in this bitch.
right. But anyway, we've been doing this for 1 hour and 31 minutes, and it's been good, interesting. I hope everybody got something out of it. But
that's right.
More importantly, I hope not only that you got something out of it, but I hope you took a moment to hit that like button, the share button, and all like that, and the subscribe button. If you didn't already do it, do that stuff. We definitely want to see you do that. You know, help a brother out. But yeah, this has been like a crazy show, a crazy subject that we've never really delved into that much.
See, but that's what I love is it's different. You know, every single time on the Boneyard, especially, you guys pick these very good human interest topics that we can not just stay in this one square, you know what I mean? That we can actually venture off and kind of delve into different subjects like this and really talk about the real shit, not the hey, this is what it sounds like, or this is what
it's a little taboo because
this is some different shit.
Think about it,
right?
You know, I feel like it's a taboo subject, but why not talk about it? Because it's something that does come up. You know,
it does, and it does a lot. And believe it or not, this is a question that is asked a lot. Like, what happens when your brother gets locked up? Then what? You know, and now we've actually got a something to refer to.
Yeah, and you know, if you think about it, one thing I do want to encourage everybody out there, whether you are in a club or not, if you know that you need to watch out for somebody, hold them down. So maybe you don't have a bike night that you're doing. You know what? Throw a few extra bucks if you know somebody that's doing some time. They would appreciate it, even if it's maybe you can send them a letter, a postcard, because a lot of guys in jail don't hear from nobody. They're cut off from the outside. But yeah, you know, throw a couple of bucks on their commissary. If you're in a club, start saving some money now, just because God forbid it happens. Like Archbishop said earlier, the lawyer, you know, hey, they might need help with the lawyer. They might need bail money. Get them out as soon as you can, if you can. But if not, you know, help them out while they're in there. You know,
you got commissary, you got all sorts of different things.
That commissary means a lot.
Get their family to visit if they can, if it's not some sort of county deal. You know what I mean? Get them to visit. Get visitors, talk to them, continue to call them. Like making a simple phone call to your brother that's inside, they feel left alone. You know what I mean? And I've had that attest many times, you know, and that's something that, you know, us as brothers should really feel is the biggest and most known language upon brotherhood should be silence. If I hear silence from you, I should be calling you. But that's the thing is that's true brotherhood, right? True brotherhood understands silence. If there's silence, there's a problem. And I need to call you right away and figure out what that is. If you're not answering, I'm showing up at your fucking doorstep. And if we aren't showing up at your doorstep, we're going to find you in prison or at the fucking hospital, whichever one. You know what I mean? Because it's that deep. So it's true.
That's it. Well, fellas, so hour and 35 minutes.
You're going to put it.
Good, but Mike Ball, what if anything would you say to these nice folks in partying?
Well, in parting is just make sure that you guys, if you guys ever have anybody that goes down where they have to like serve some time or whatever, just hold them down if you can. You know what I mean? I understand that we're all going through a recession and all that stuff, but we can always do our best to go ahead and like, do our best to raise some sort of fundraiser or something of some sort to just build. Even $20-$30 on a commissary is a big deal, guys. And people don't realize that until you're fucked up on the inside. And that's the truth. And so these little things are big to these guys. So please, and especially if you find yourself in that situation, just be quiet. Just be quiet, man. Lawyer up, do the right thing. Let them do their fucking job. Stay the fuck quiet, because you don't know the law. You don't know every fucking thing. They do. Let them talk for you. That's what you hired them for, right? So let them do their job. That's literally our fucking right. So why aren't we using that? So in part, I want to say is use the Fifth Amendment. Be quiet. I'm not sure why people aren't using these amendments that we have literally in place that are meant to protect the people, protect yourself from yourself. But all you guys continue to do is to do this to the police. Not sure why, but take a lesson from this. Hopefully that this will teach you something.
Yeah, thanks. Well said. Well said. AB, what say you, sir?
Well, I got 3 things about jail. Been there, done that. Fuck jail. Done with that shit.
Okay? Ain't about it again.
So, I mean, if y'all notice, man, I've been a little out the conversation today, and I apologize to everybody, but I got a very good friend of mine, club brother, been my brother. I mean, he's my brother over this club shit. You know what I mean? Is fighting for his life right now.
No matter what.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, they took him off life support a couple of hours ago, and that motherfucker's still fighting. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they kind of got my head right now. So, I mean, anybody that know the word of prayer, drop one down for my man's, because he need all he can get.
Please do.
But I mean, I appreciate everybody that's been on the show. Like I said, I apologize for being a little off today, but
this is a heavy topic. It's a heavy topic, and we're all, we all have people that we love and cherish, and maybe some people haven't gone through it, but there are people that have been in this lifestyle long enough, like you, AB, that have felt this, and so have you, Bone. Where you feel the effects, where something like either life happens or whatever, or something like this, where AB's approached with. These are really, really hard things to deal with. So yeah, of course. And you don't need to apologize for that shit. This is life, man. This is what it's all about. So prayers to you, man, and to the rest of them.
Right on. Yeah, very well said. So yeah, y'all definitely, if there's and my family, they call them prayer warriors. If we got some out there, I'm sure some of y'all boneheads are connected real well with the man upstairs. So please say a prayer for our brother. It'll be greatly appreciated, and it's a hard time. And AB, I know, is wearing on you, brother. Well, I'll say this about this whole topic tonight. And we did it kind of tongue in cheek and everything like that, but it's important enough for what we would hope that people would give a damn,
right?
Because being locked up, there's a way to survive it and all like that. And a number of us know folks that have done some time, and it's rough for them and all that, and they come out, especially if they did a good amount of time. It takes them a minute to reacclimate themselves to being back in the world. For those
straight.
Who come home, it's difficult to come back to the world and just be a regular citizen again, because some people get institutionalized. Some people have had all kinds of experiences or seen things in jail or in prison that, they don't want to talk about necessarily right away. And then other folks, now some cats, they get locked up and they get good at it. They know how to survive in jail better than they do on the outside. So
there are guys like that. Yep.
Yeah. So
Plenty.
Identify that if you talking to somebody or dealing with somebody and they seem like they got one foot still inside and one foot out and they're not sure which direction. Hey, if you love them, keep their ass out.
Right. Pull them this direction. Hey, you're supposed to be on this side of the fence,
Sometimes you got to reacclimate them sometimes. And a lot of times if a cat that's been locked up, he don't ask for help.
That's a big thing. That's a big one right there. That's actually really big. They don't ask for help.
Eye on them. And so you got to keep your eye on them and give him the help even when he ain't asking for it, because
that's when that silence comes in key. You know, that language of silence. You know, if you don't hear from him for a few days and you're used to talking, you know, twice a day, all of a sudden he goes quiet on you and he goes cold. Well, there's a reason for that. You know what I mean? Something's going down.
We got one question. We'll do this question and then say goodnight. The question from Mike House was, if a member of your club started some shit that could have been avoided and got you arrested because you had to back him up, and now you're locked up and he's not, how's that play out? Well, I feel like that's pretty easy. And we'll end it with that. And that is, how does that play out? It plays out by you shutting the fuck up.
Yep, that's exactly what I said earlier when I addressed that. Was exactly just shut the fuck up. Use your Fifth Amendment. That's your right. You have the right to do that, and let your lawyer speak for you, as you hired him for, or whatever. You hired that lawyer for a reason. They're to speak for you. They're your representative. Why are you talking to the police? Shut up.
On that
note,
right,
if you ain't done shit, you don't got to worry about shit.
Yeah.
Right.
And a side note, I'm gonna give you one more piece of advice. If you walk in your bunk, you see a honey bun on that bitch, don't eat that motherfucker. And if you eat it, you'll find out the reason why I said that.
There's a test. There's a test to that shit. Goddamn right. Yup. Don't play that game. Eat the honey bun. I wish a motherfucker would.
If you want to know what I mean by that, eat the honey bun.
Eat the honey bun. Eat that bun. Eat it.
See Mike Ball with that bullshit. He's like, yeah, eat it.
Eat it, motherfucker.
Eat it. Hey, yo. Hey, I'll tell y'all what. We want y'all to have a fantastic rest of your week. And enjoy the night. We appreciate y'all being here with us on the Big BoneYard. We're going to be doing it again in exactly 7 days. Hey, but in the meantime, peace out, y'all.
See you guys.
Welcome to the Big BoneYard. Enter at your own risk.
Pursue a career in law because it gives me an opportunity to help people. When a client chooses us to represent them, they're entrusting us with a huge responsibility. It's our goal to exceed their expectations with our personalized service and to help them to achieve the best possible recovery to compensate them for their injuries.
That's where we come in. We come in and we solve that problem for them and really set them on the right track in order to try and get back to what their life was like before the accident happened.